Hey guys, this is Lucid, welcome back. We're jumping back into Bumble Rumble, where we're playing Atlantis. Okay, so it's turn... what was it, turn 38? Let's double check. Turn 38. Okay, so we finished enchantment. This was enchantment 4, I think, so we have anti-magic, if we want to toss that up. We have research and construction complete, and we have Pindar, Lord of Disease, who seals death, has claimed the outer throne. Let's take a quick look at the throne situation real quick. So you can see there's a lot of people holding thrones. Tianchi has 2. Yis has 3, so Yis is kind of the biggest in terms of thrones. Micklin has 1. Man has 1. Marignon has 1. Arco has 1. I have 1. And there's a few that aren't claimed. I think one of them is this one up here. Unless Marignon claimed it, which I would be kind of surprised by. So anyway, we'll take a quick look at... There's a lot happening, but we'll get to it. Okay, so there's research. We cast Horror Specs. We didn't find anything, but we did find a site here, Black Coral Reef, which is a Death 1 site. So that's okay. Look at this, though. Mr. Hands, the ancient Kraken, was attacked by a Doom Horror. So we have Umor, the Eater of Gods. Now, I have tested what happens when my guy gets horror marked to hell. And he's very horror marked right now, obviously, since we have a Doom Horror here with us. So, this normally doesn't happen quite so fast, so I must be really horror marked, or I got kind of unlucky. But Umor is kind of a beast. He's got not super high defense, so that's a weakness. He does have very, very high attack, many high attack attacks, and a lot of these are armor negating damage. Right, so armor negating, armor negating, armor negating, armor negating. In addition, they're going to horror mark me more. He has Life Drain, which is nothing special, and then he has Curse Luck, which I think this applies to the Misfortune trait. We'll see if we see it actually hit. But on our side, we're pretty buff. Fortunately, we were in friendly Dominion. If we get caught out in enemy Dominion, we can be in trouble. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so we're casting Body Ethereal, which is going to do nothing at all. He also has really high MR. There's really not much. Temper Flesh is the only thing I think that would be kind of useful here. Okay, so he smacked the shit out of him. He has yet to hit us. Ethereal negated the damage. He does have damage reversal, though. So you can see he's missing us because we have really high defense, or kind of high defense. And we're hitting him. So we hit him with Faithful for 0, we hit him with Coral Blade for 0, we hit him with Frostbrand for 21, and we hit him with Mangosha Pairing for 16. So there we go. You can see we're doing a fair amount of damage. These ones where we hit him for 0, I believe that is where the damage is actually getting reflected back at us. So far we haven't actually been hit. Now this guy has several forms too, so as we kill him, he will get darker and darker, and I think he gets more defense. So I think we've already burnt through one form. Okay, we must have burnt through kind of a few. Let's watch this again. Okay. Look how bright he is. Okay, he's definitely darker. Yeah, we smacked the shit out of him. We hit him 4 times for 40 damage. If we look at... Let's just look and see how much HP he starts off with. With 55. So we probably killed him on this first salvo, this wouldn't have quite killed him. This one would have killed him and put him in his next form. So he's in his next form, I think, with... Oh, maybe it did, though, because he might have gotten affliction. So he's definitely in another form. And if we hit him again, he's going to go into another form. Okay, and he's in another form, and he's almost died in that one again. You can see he actually got rid of an affliction as he was switching forms. So I think this is his final form now. He did hit me with Astral Claw, and we did get horror marked. So we have been hit at least once. But he's in trouble. So we got a little more horror marked. We didn't get any afflictions. And we killed our first Dream Horror pretty damn early, turn 38. A little early for, not Dream Horror, Doom Horrors. A little early for Doom Horrors to be popping out. Now, what I will say is that I tested this, because as I was using Honey Badger here, like a big meat shield against the hordes of Pelagia, I was very aware that we were getting harm marked. And like the first time it happened, I didn't know, but every other time I used it, I knew we'd be adding to the harm mark count. So I did test this, and I ran this guy for a year after he got really horror marked, and so far he seems to be fine. The only horror he seems to get attacked by, and I don't know if this is like hard-coded or if it's just much more likely, is that we get attacked pretty much only by Eater of Gods, by Umor. And this is not really one of the hardest ones. He doesn't have Magic Pass, so I don't have to worry about Soul Slay. It's a kind of one-dimensional attack. And he doesn't have very high defense, so... And he can't repel or anything. Like, we can kind of just kill him, is kind of the point. If we put Moonblade on him, then... on our guy, then I think we do even better. Yeah, anything that kills magic beings does pretty damn well. Though, if it's like the Elfbane or something that does an MR check, it's not going to do much. So yeah, there's that. Having high MR is actually good against damage reversal. And, yeah, I think that's mostly it. So, anyway, that's our first Doom Horror. Let's go through the rest of the events. So we are attacking lots of places. We're attacking here with the Thug. This is our Thug with a main Gauche of Parrying and a Coral Blade. He actually does not have max HP, which is a bit annoying, because he should, I think. Okay, successful there. We're attacking Relay here in the island. And we're not really at war with Relay, and I haven't decided fully what we're going to do. Because I do really want to take them. But... there's actually news regarding Relay too. The player playing him has... his wife is pregnant, and she's gonna have a kid soon. So, he had to time out. Okay. Now, let's see what we've got. So, he kind of got hit more than I wanted him to. His defense is already harassed down, and his protection is not that high. He doesn't have armor. So we have to kill them pretty fast. Okay, now he's really going to start taking a beating. Yeah, okay. He ran, so that's good. Our attack skill's not really high enough here. Let's just check that script out again. I don't know if we got Quicken Self off. Quicken Self's going to be super important for this, because we need that attack skill. We did. Still barely didn't work. Did we retreat successfully? Okay, we did. We have a battle here in Lucky Lake. So we moved and attacked Pelagia's province, which is a point where he might have retreated back to with some of his guys after suffering a defeat on top of Relay. And like this, we take care of these guys. Okay, and there's a mage we just smacked in the face, so one mage down. One less pesky mage, so that's nice. Next we have a battle in Goodwater, and here we are attacking onto his fort. And who do we have? We have, I think I actually misspelled your name here, but Artronics? I don't even think that's how you say it. I have to look up how you spell it. Anyway. So we just have a little PD. Hopefully we can take this. Thing is, we're not really kitting out our thugs. We're kind of... And I haven't tested this a lot, so I don't really know how well it does. Okay, we got poisoned. That's not good. We have no way to deal with chip damage. Did we get... Oh shit, we died. The poison that accumulates on you kind of comes out at the end. So that's really unfortunate. So he died. We lost one of these guys. That's unfortunate. I need to really kit these guys out. But to really do that efficiently, I need hammers. So I think that's one of the things we're working on is getting our little hammer economy going. And Frostbrands, I think, are really the way to go here versus a lot of the threats we're going to have. Okay, and here we had moved a scout on top of Pangea to see what our little eyes could see. And, yeah. So this is a huge Ysian army, and we couldn't tell how big it was. We just knew there was an army here. We couldn't see any of the Glamored units. Inside we have almost nothing. It looks like Pan has pulled everything out to go attack Ulm, and all that he has left is this Statue of Fertility, which has very high protection. 31. And it's probably going to do, like, Iron Skin or something to kick it up even higher. Legions of Steel. Oh, Legions of Steel and Temper Flesh. Okay, so it's up to 33. Now, Iron Skin is going to give you another 3. I think it will stack with it. I could be wrong. Iron Skin, there it goes. So now he's 36. So that is hard to kill. They just are... If they're ever damaging it, I mean, it is barely. It's just 1 damage. 3, 1... I mean, if we pull up the combat log, 0 points of damage you see everywhere. So the mages are way back here. Now here come in the rest. A lot were on kind of hold and attack. And they were busy killing the guys on the walls. Once the guys on the walls are in, they've come to join the party. So he's at 105. I think he started off at 190. He has a chest wound. Did he do summon Earth Power? Yeah, okay. That's gonna add 1 to his protection too. $79. $46. $41. $29. Okay, now it's going to sit here spamming this. Destruction, Tune of Growth, Earth Meld. Now, what is not clear to me, and I think this is a bug, is these guys aren't running. Now, they're not fatigued out. I don't see any debuffs on them. Like, I can't tell if they're confused or something, which would potentially, you know, cause this to happen. So, this is actually kind of bad for Pangea, because ideally these guys run away and then he gets to keep his fort. But somehow, well, what's bad for Yissa, it's kind of bad for both of them, is that all these knights are stuck here now. And I don't know why. There's nothing that really explains why they wouldn't run. They're not fatigued out, they don't have any status effects. Now, it's possible there's some status effect that we can't see. But anyway, they're just going to sit here, and what's actually going to happen is this battle is going to time out. and as the battle times out, everybody dies. So that gives us this wild result as a... And now, I think this is unfortunate, because, I mean, honestly, this isn't something you should have really had to worry about with Yis. There's no reason the knights should not have run, so it's annoying for him that all his knights died. He probably only would have lost 10. It's annoying for Pangaea, because these guys were not, at this time, capable of killing his statue. And because of that, yeah, he shouldn't have lost his cap. So anyway, that is a bit... it's not a bit, it is very weird. I think that this is a bug. Maybe some of you know what caused it, but this does not seem the game playing as intended. Okay, events. Gold. Gold and gems. We lose gold, but okay, we're up for the turn because we got about 560 and then we lost 250, so we're still up 250 for the turn. Not bad. Okay, our scout got caught here in Arco. So Arco must have been patrolling with a lot of dudes. That was right. Where was this? Okay, right around here. So, anyway. That's unfortunate. That's why I hate buying scouts, because they always, they inevitably die. Okay, so, let's talk about this turn. So, Pelagia has nothing left, really. He has a couple mages in his cap, he has this. The real question is, how quickly can we take infrastructure? And, like, I forgot to build Ichthyids here, I should have. But, so this army has sat on it for a turn with 195. And before that, it sat on it, I think, with, like, 60. So what it says right now about the walls in Pelagia is the walls are severely damaged, but more time is required to break them down completely. Okay. So what I think will happen is I think that this turn we will break through the walls. Yeah, and I'm really struggling. I'm sitting here like silent thinking because I'm not totally sure what to do. There are a few options. So one, okay, let's do the easy stuff first. We're gonna raid wherever we can. We're moving 2 guys in here to kill this. We've got a Frostbrand, so we'll kill the little Jade Amazon. It's not very hard. Yeah, so this is all fine. We have all my reinforcements, which I've basically been hauling all up this way. One thing I'm also doing is I'm starting to pull a big army this way. I think I'm going to take this throne from Yis. Yis has a few thrones. Let's see which one they are. Could be this one. Should be nice. I'd love to get my hands on the gnome. It could be this one. I'd love to get my hands on the Adept of the Iron Order. Or it could be this one, which could be Adepts of the Golden Order. So all Yis's thrones are really good. And if I'm guessing, I think he probably has this one, and this one. I'm thinking after after Pelagia, I think we make peace, and I think we take all this and kill Yis. We start with Pangaea, and then we probably are going to be opportunistic here. Like, if Relay dies, we're going to go deal with them. The other thing is, I think we have the tools. Do I have Earth Death? I don't have Earth Death crosspath. Which is something I'm going to need to do Shademail Hallbergs. I'm thinking Mind Hunt will be a problem versus me. But I can deal with the assassins. I definitely have the right guys to deal with assassins. Like, right now, if I attack Relay, I don't have any real risk. He doesn't have big armies. His armies are smashed. By the time I get a ton of dudes up here, I'll be ready to attack. And yeah, I think it's gonna go well. Yeah, sorry, I'm sitting here deep in thought. What I'm not sure about. So basically, whatever I choose to do is my next move. Okay, what I need to do in the short run is obvious. I just need to take all this infrastructure as quickly as I can. So I'm getting a bunch of shit wherever I can get it. I don't think there's any. Yeah, there's no. There's no dudes we can get that are. Where the hell is this? That are going to help us siege down stuff underwater. But so the short run objective is clear. The medium run objective is tough because on one hand, I would love to get the rest of the lake. It would just give me an extremely strong stake on the whole game. The other nice thing about getting the lake is it's going to mean I get 2 capitals. I would get Relay, and I would also get Fascia, who's right here. Because if I can kill Relay, I can definitely kill Fascia. I think with this situation, what will determine how well this goes is how fully... If Relay gets entangled in other wars, it's going to be hard for me not to attack them. Because it's just such a compelling case for me to do it, especially before they get things like Mind Hunt. I think they've been going up Conjuration, so I think they have water elementals, but I do not think that they have things like Mind Hunt or anything like that, or even the Assassin items. So, yeah, let's keep going. The other option is I could come down here. This whole area is super destabilized. Yis has just taken huge... Like, if you take this, you cannot take losses like this when you're playing Yis. Like, these guys are 115 gold, so when you lose 70 of them, it's like losing, like 7,000 bucks or more, like 8,000 bucks. I mean, it is a huge amount of loss. They can't, and I mean, these can't be replaced. Like, even if we gave Yis $7,000, they can't get them back, right? They can probably only get like 5 a turn. So this is like easily a year's production of Yessian Knights, and he's probably lost more. So, I mean, this is just a devastating loss for Yis. A devastating loss. And I want to capitalize on it, because Pangea's screwed. They can't hold anything. They've got whatever they have left over here. I'm a little worried about Dryads, but honestly, we can deal with that. I mean, just leaving them on no conservative gem use, and then putting a water lens on them, they can... And then, I don't know. We could come up with a kit, but I'm quite sure we could design ourselves to survive Pangea assassins. And I could figure out what that kit is. So, or I could just give them... I'm close to bottles of water. We could just do bottles of water and some other stuff, and I'm pretty sure that we can survive. Now... And probably like some morale items. And I mean, there's not much left. Like, Pangea's basically destroyed at this point. If I go in this way, then that might mean I also take Ulm, but it also means if I can kill Yis and get a foothold, I can keep running forward. The challenge with this... Now, Yis, let's take a look at their Bless. The challenge with this is... I'm going to need research to fight Yis. Like, my troops are going to not be able to kill these guys. What will kill them, however, is things like Falling Frost. Because, here, let's watch their Bless. So, this is their Bless. Attack 2, Shock Resistance, Poison Resistance 15, Defense Skill plus 4, Reinvigoration plus 1, Magic Resistance, Undying, Strength, and Blood Surge. So, yeah, we've got... they don't have cold resistance is kind of the notable weakness here, right? And we have some of the best Falling Frost casters in the game. So as long as our guys just can, like, survive a turn or two, we can literally blow them up with Falling Frost. And I only have to do that a couple times for it to be basically game over. Now, there's things they can do that will kind of counter me, but it's going to require they have a lot of research on their side. And they're a big nation, so it's possible they have it. But, like, things like Gifts from the Gifts of Heaven are going to be pretty painful because they can cast that at long range. But I have other stuff I'm going to be able to do. But in terms of timing, And also, I can probably make a thug that's immune to these guys. I know that seems kind of crazy, but I think it's possible. I've already kind of got designs on what that would look like. But it's going to require construction 6. Yeah. But I think we can do it. Pretty sure we can do it. I think what the gear is going to be, and we'll talk about it. It's going to be Hydra-skin armor. It's going to be Boots of the Messenger. It's going to be 2 bracers of protection. It's going to be a frost brand. And what are Yis's? I don't really know what Yis's scales are. Yis probably went cold. If Yis went cold, it's just going to be great. Then it'll probably be an Ice Aegis. If that's the case, and that's the kit I need, I think we'll be... Oh, we need fire resistance too, sort of. It's only armor piercing damage. We're probably okay. 6 armor piercing's not going to get through 40 protect or 36 protection or whatever. The protection we're going to have from this, if we theory craft, I think it's 16 base protection, so it's similar protection to this. I think we can actually go ahead and do. The thing is, if we do quickness, then we kind of need more reinvigoration. This guy I put a Heart of Life on, but if I had 2 bracers of protection, do I have somebody we could kind of look at this? Oh, well, whatever, we can just do the math. So my base protection is going to be 16 plus 4 from the bracers of protection. That's going to get 9 from Legions of Steel. So that's going to be 29 normal body protection after Legions of Steel. With just current natural protection, like without casting any buffs, that's going to get me up to like 33, 34. At that point, if we do Iron Skin, it's going to give me closer to like 37 protection, which I think is enough that these guys cannot hurt me, right? Because that was about the protection this guy was at, and he wasn't taking any damage. And then I think, yeah, and then we need probably the fire helmet that's going to give us a little bit of morale. And I think at that point, we can also, no, we can't do Ice Shield. But basically, we're going to be immune to physical damage. So we'll have to see. I need to be careful how I reveal that particular kind of thug build, because once he sees it, he can definitely counter it. By no means is it immune to everything. Like, you can just zap him with lightning bolts, for example. Yeah. So anyway, that is kind of my conflict, is what do I do next? I mean, the good news is we're big and we're expanding. I went and counted up my provinces. I think we're at like 39 or 40, so we're pretty big. 38 turns, 39 provinces, that is not bad. And we're going to be bigger, right? And our income's going to keep going up. Once we get our Dominion out here and Pelagia stuff, it's going to be good news. But we have to see. The other thing, if Yis does not have... if Yis doesn't have Conjuration 6, I could potentially just rush him down with Shark Attack. Though, I don't know. I'm really not sure about fighting underwater. I need to think about this more. Anyway, we're not going to figure it out this turn here and now. But that's basically my big dilemma. Now, I will say, because of this, a thought that crossed through my devilish mind is this is a very weakened army, this fort is broken, and they're about to storm through next turn since there's nothing inside. One thing that occurred to me is let's do this and teleport in. Now, what would be nice about this? Well, for starters, we're going to go in with 240 HP, which would be nice. When we get here, this is Dominion Strength 6, which means we'll lose a lot of our HP, but not a ton. And we will still have it when we fight, we just won't start regenerating until we hit that threshold. So I thought about this enough to test it. We die, is basically what happens. The thing is, let's take a look. It's the Strength Bless. That Strength Bless is actually kind of important. So with the Strength Plus, they're up at 19. We don't have to worry about the Blood Surge portion, but it's 19. They're going to get my defense down to 0 really fast. It's piercing and magical. Now, what is different between these guys and the Knights? The Fire Breath I don't really care about. What's different between these guys and the Knights, like the Pelagian Knights, is the Pelagian Knights have like their hoof, instead of a hoof, they have like a unicorn horn. And that unicorn horn is magic. But their normal like melee attack, which does reasonably high damage, which I think is a lance, is non-magical. So these guys have a high damage lance, which is magical. The other guys just had a shitty magical hoof. Now what that means is that we're going to be taking 19 piercing damage, which when we only have 21 or something protection, you know, our protection is going to get basically pushed down to like, it's basically going to get pushed down to like 16. And then they're going to be doing like 3 or 4 damage a hit, probably like 5 damage average after RNG on my god, which is a lot when they're surrounding you. So basically we die, is the long and short of it. But I really, really wanted to YOLO drop on top of this. Because in theory, if I killed this army, I might even be able to go in and take his capital, which would be hilarious. I really wanted to do it. I mean, I really wanted to badly. Now there is a small chance that they got like scattered to the wind or they died, but it's not worth risking my god dying. The other problem with my god dying is when he dies, he's going to come back without this gear, and then it's possible that a horror could kill him, and then he gets in a really bad cycle where they keep popping out the turn he comes up. So I don't want him to die. I really want to keep gear on him. Okay. So that is that. We are also... So this guy is also moving up here, which I know is kind of weird because he needs to come down this way. But he's going to go finish off the stupid shark tribe. Part of the reason I put the Heart of Life on him is it gives him poison resistance. And I also put this Mistletoe Garland on him, which is going to give him poison resistance. So all this combined, he should have enough poison resistance. And then a Frost Brand, he can just kill these guys pretty quickly. So that's the idea. That's what we're going to do. Let's... Do we have any outgoing Diplo? Not really. In terms of what we're doing, in terms of items and stuff, we're making a Frost Brand, we're making a Dwarven Hammer. Yeah. And I think that's about it. Sorry, I'm like a little slow today. Okay, so Dark Knowledge, we're casting that at 145, which I think is up here somewhere. Oh, I think this is... Yeah, okay, it's right here. So we're going to be spending that out because we've been finding all these death sites. Our death income is up to 8, which is kind of huge. Death income is going to open up a lot of good stuff for us. A lot of good stuff. So we're going to be kind of casting Dark Knowledge a fair amount. We also, I think, got some of Death gems from one of these. Yeah, Death 3, we got 3 there, and then we got... Yeah, okay, just 3. That's okay. We are upgrading. This is a fortress. What we are doing with our god instead of... Whoa, let's take that order off. What we're doing with our god instead is we're building a rock wall and we're recruiting this guy. And we are going to be putting up a rock wall here. Now, the new owner of Atlantis, of Relay, has contacted me, and I think they have business to attend to with Phaecia. And they may take this throne. But they're going to be attacking this the coming turn. And we're building a rock fort here. I've also pumped up the PD here a little bit. Actually, I should probably go back down to 10 until I'm ready to just kind of bust a nut. And go a little higher. Can I not get any more? Do we have somebody else who can just kind of walk away? No. I don't really want to recruit another commander. But these Ichthids are going to be helpful. Well, I don't know. I think actually this turn, the fort's going to pop. So let's talk about this. So the fort pops, what are we going to do? we have a few options. We could send a gym baiter inside. The good thing about sending a gym baiter in is he's probably down to a reasonably small amount of income, and it's possible, it's quite possible that we just waste a ton of his gems, which will then give us a huge advantage in the next fight. And I think that's kind of what I'm leaning to doing. So like next turn we pop it, we send a little gym baiter inside. The other thing is his god is up, and I have no idea what's on his god, anything about that. But I'm quite sure his god's inside. Yeah, it's turn 38. His god should be awake. Because I think he went an imprisoned rainbow. So, we'll see what he's got. I'm not really... I mean, an imprisoned rainbow is usually not that scary. And you could make the case that I really should go in and fight him. In fact, maybe I should. I can do anti-magic. And this guy really can fight through... I wonder if I have... I think we kind of need to make an amulet of anti-magic. That's really the only thing that's going to kill me in here. I'm not really worried about the attack score anymore. This... Yeah, I think we're going to make one of these. An amulet of anti-magic. Then we'll teleport him in here next turn. At the same turn we're sending in the guy to probe. And then we'll attack. And basically what that should do is... You know, I can also potentially, if I'm worried about it, I can magic duel. Which I don't really want to do. But I think that's what we're going to do. He'll be... what I'm doing to kind of prepare to is we're preaching down with this guy a little bit. I don't know if this is going to go up or down. It's the mini strength 7, so that's pretty hard to preach down. We're moving in this other guy who can preach as well. But yeah, I think this is the plan. We're going to get an amulet of anti-magic. We're going to put it on this guy. He's going to come in, and then we are going to fluff the shit out of him. And let him run in and kill a bunch of stuff. I'm wondering... What is the nature stuff we can cast? I know we can do fog or moss body, which might not be a bad idea. Yeah, that might be it. We don't... You have to be nature 2 to cast the fluffing regeneration spell with an extra gem. Where are you? Yeah, this one. So we could cast it, but we're not going to be able to. So I think that's the plan. We're not going to be super duper greedy, but we're going to be pretty greedy. I think what we'll also do is Shark Attack. I think when we go in, it's going to be our god. A few people on guard commander that are going to be fluffing our god. And then we'll have them kind of cast some things. One of the things they're going to cast is going to be... they're probably going to make a few elementals, and then they're going to make... cast Shark Attack. And you know, maybe, just maybe... No, I don't really have anywhere I can move. That's a lab. It's okay. So we'll come in and take that. Oh, I didn't know this is a lizard province. Holy shit. Do I need this? I mean, astral nature is not bad. These are also... These might be my most efficient researchers. They're... Okay, so who do I have that's 9 research? These guys are 15. But our upkeep for 15 is 220. Right, but with Drain... And that's going to change once we have Lanterns. But Lanterns is going to favor cheaper mages, too. So that'll be 12 with Drain and 220. So 220 for 12. And then over here, we're going to potentially, we could get, whoops, these guys, who are going to give us 6. So like half. But 46, but like a quarter the cost. So I think we actually want to make a temple here and crank these guys out. Now, if we compare these guys, which are 115 for 9, we can compare them to our other portable mage. Which would be these guys, which are 165. for 11. They're amphibious. They have kind of better paths, but their upkeep is a good bit more, 66. Yeah, I think the other guys are better, given I have drain scales. If I went magic, these guys would be better. So, I still might want a few of them. I don't know if it's going to be worth putting a fort up here, though. Probably not. Okay, so I think that's it. We've talked about how we're going to take its capital. Let's take a quick look at research. We are heading for construction 6. We should be there in 3 turns. We had also gotten some coral queens. I think... Where were they? Yeah, we put one up here. She's moving out this way. We got 2 coral queens back here, though. This one is going to be coming out. We are really working really hard on our Dominion. We've got them scripted to retreat. We've got this one coming out. And we're going to go preach up this province, get the Dominion really high. And then it'll kind of trickle back this way into this one. This province we need to get 8 Dominion in. Basically, we're going to try to get 7 Dominion, or 6 Dominion at least, in every province. This was like 1 a few turns ago, but we're preaching it right on up to 6. And when we have all of our borderlines at 6, it's going to make it really hard for them to keep my Dominion out. They'll have to dedicate preachers and temples to keeping my Dominion out, I think. So that will be pretty good. And but yeah, we're putting a fair amount of money into this. Like coral queens are not cheap. You know, 265, and we're just gonna have them walk around and preach, which is not something you always do. But that's what we're doing. We're gonna get our because again, it's super important because that's going to determine where we can send our god easily. The other thing, there's some more news, is that Marignan apparently has attacked Shiniyama. Now, this is another just super rich opportunity for us. Yeah. Marignan's pretty good, but they're kind of one-dimensional. They have Astral and Fire. We can see they've broken into Death. I guess that's their Pretender. So they've got a Bane Thug, which is interesting. And here they have a Harbinger, which is a flying Air 3 Thug, which is pretty good. I've asked Shiniyama in Discord how it's going, but it doesn't look like it's going great, but I don't see any armies. And Shiniyama certainly did a good job killing these Onyx Amazons, which had nightmares and all other sorts of scary shit. And he should definitely have the tools, like with Skelly Spam and Control Dead and Dust to Dust. Like, he should have the tools to deal with almost all of this. You know, Drain Light, like, there's a ton that he can do. So I don't think the thugs are going to kill him. I don't know about the Marinese army. The Marinese army may prove, if he doesn't have specific counters out, could be a lot to deal with. But we'll see. So I have a lot of decisions to make. I can go in a lot of different directions. I can go attack Relay, who's weak. I can go attack Pan and Yis, who's both weak. And then I could potentially come up here and pick off Shiniyama. Also, Bandar Log, who I think is down here, was talking potentially about attacking Pythium. So I could jump in on that bandwagon too. All of these are options, which to me don't look that bad. Yeah, so we're kind of suffering from too many things that we can do. One thing we do not have, which is a bit unsettling, is we haven't gotten a single one of our astral randoms yet. And these in some ways are your better ones, the astral randoms. But we don't really need them. I mean, it would be nice to start stockpiling them up. But once we get Construction 6, then we can make the Starshine Skullcaps, and then putting kits on them, and then they can start teleporting in. The one thing that, and I mentioned this earlier, that we're really missing is we are really missing Shademail Hallberg access, which is going to be a really important part, I think, for basically for fighting Relay, because we can potentially be like teleported on and things like that, which would be annoying. We also want to have potentially invisible astral guys shadowing our armies, so that once he does start mind hunting, we can protect ourselves. And we also want to be able to just kind of like mass raid back here, which would be really good. It will also be pretty important if we need to go fight Yes. So we have a ton of decisions. Ulm is losing ground here too, which means we potentially could, like, you know, stick our nose up here and take this. So there's a lot of stuff we can do. What has become clear is that Pangea is not really interested in taking this back from me, so we're going to move a mage in up this way, and we're going to build a lab. And I'm going to start getting these guys. This can get me basically into air, and it can give me some useful cross paths, which I might not really have yet. Trying to think, like, what? I mean, it can give me the Nature 3. Nature Earth is a good cross path. And I already have Nature Water. Air Fire can be okay. That allows you to cast some of the heat spells, which I don't think I'll need. Really, it's mostly just to get broken into air. Like, I would love to get an air too. But we'll see. Because I'm going to have a fair kind of air income. I may do it on my Pretender, who can then cast Rain of Stones. Empower him. But I'm not sure. We have a bunch of options. The other thing, so in terms of research, I know this episode's kind of going on for forever, but this kind of stream of consciousness here. So we hit Construction 6. This is going to open up lanterns. It's why we went that way. Alt 5, I think, is kind of a no-brainer because it's going to basically let me thug better. It's the long and short of it. Okay, Evocation is really good because that's going to open up Maelstrom, and it's going to let us go on land. So I think that's probably the right call. That's definitely the right call. Because, yeah, okay, that's what we're going to do. If I were just being silly, I would like to go up Construction. It would give me Golems, but again, my guys can do what Golems can do, which is teleport around. And then Construction of Unique Magical Artifacts would be fun to give my Pretender God some fun things to hold in his hands. But aside from that, Okay, so anyway, I think that's it. Thank you all for watching. I think I'm ready to submit my turn. And hope to see you guys next time.